The Duluth Draft Dodgers are the reigning champions, closing the season on a 4-game winning streak, including capturing third place in the regular season's final week, defeating the eventual runner-up Bus Drivers. Triple D proceeded to tear through the playoffs, knocking out LAX in round 1, then exacting revenge on the second-seeded Oinkers after 2 regular season losses, and taking down the upstart Bus Drivers one more time to take home the 2010 title. Manager and CPL commish Sam Pate trotted out lineup stalwart CeCe Sabathia and Robbie Cano to lead his group that also included hidden gems like Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, and CJ Wilson. Look for Master Payer to be there at the end, fighting for the 2011 title as well. Cody Ming's Bus Drivers took the 4th seed into the CPL playoffs and took a run at the 2010 title, and falling just short. The Drivers were one of the most consistent teams in the CPL in 2010, going 13-7-1, winning the games they should and dropping all 5 to teams above them in the standings. Despite closing the CPL regular season at 0-2-1 and falling out of the regular season money, Ming rode horses Cliff Lee and Chris Carpenter and surprises Scott Rowland and Omar Infante to his finish, as well as a semifinal defeat of his rival and top-seeded Sheffield's Balls. Look for Ming to once again lead the league in stupid comebacks and awful smack talk and be somewhere near the top of the 2011 standings. Sheffield's Balls took home the regular season honors in the PCL, but that didn't translate into playoff success, finishing a disappointing 3rd. Dan Redke's team, led by aces Felix Hernandez, Adam Wainwright, and sweet swingers Carl Crawford, Adrian Gonzalez, and Evan Longoria, started the season just 1-2, but only lost one more time in the regular season, and then fell to the Bus Drivers in the semifinals, before rallying to defeat the fading STL Pigs in the 3rd place game. Look for revenge from the newly named WWDD in 2011. STL Pigs started the season 12-1, dominating the CPL, but back-to-back losses to Sheffield's Balls and Malice Aforethought sent the Oinkers into a tailspin, finishing just 4-4 to close out the season and limping to the number 2 seed that dropped the semis game to the champs and fell in the 3rd place game and out of the playoff payday. Piggy's top performers were Doc Holliday and surprise slugger Jose Bautista, and ageless vets Vlad Guerrero, David Ortiz, and Juan Pierre. Ryan Sturch has recharged his batteries and is poised to have his team bring home the bacon in 2011. The only other team to land above 500 in the 2010 CPL was Stevie Bay's West Coast Swingmen. Miggy Cabrera, Josh Hamilton, and David Price were good enough for a first-round playoff oust. Look for CPL veteran and former champ Stevie Bay to have his swingers back near the top. Down with the Cubs manager Bobby Covington is hopeful that 2011 fares better. Albert Pujols and Matt Holliday weren't enough to keep the Bear Beaters above 500. Covington had some lapses in management during the season, but with a full commitment, B-Cov could have his team atop the CPL. Malice Aforethought snuck in as the final seed in the 2010 playoffs, and that is as far as a miracle run would take skipper Brandon Bardot. Ryan Braun and Adam Dunn led Malice to play spoiler, beating the Big Four each one time. Bardot, a CPL rookie, looks to use his experience to make a surprise run in 2011. The Flexers look to regain form in 2011. Josh Carroll, one of 2 CPL founders that is still in the league, is hoping to find his past CPL magic. The 2010 version got better in the second half, finishing 2010 6-5. Carroll will try to flex his way to the 2011 championship. Joey Votto and David Wright didn't get as much help as injuries depleted the Flexers. Bell's Bombers had tough luck failing to make the postseason in his first attempt in 2010. Nick Pruitt's team, led by Ryan Howard and Ubaldo Jimenez for the second half of the season, hopes to fare better in his second CPL run. Hollywood Stars looked to move the team to Pittsburgh in the offseason, but the Stars were more like scrubs in 2010, and even Pittsburgh wouldn't take them. Andrew Worth's worthless team was in the CPL basement in 2010, but with a wealth of experience and hopefully a little more pitching, the Hollywood Stars cannot be counted out this year. CPL founder Mike Askins retired as owner of Los Angeles Extreme to devote more time to school and to God. Good luck, Mike, as we are losing the king of transactions to the Prince of Peace. Aretha Franklin owner was not asked back in 2011 as Kyle McGee was the manager. As The two CPL replacements include Team Ramrod manager Schnooks Mike. Team Ramrod just completed a successful season in the CPL Football League as a rookie. And Mysterious Terrence manages the Thra Crystals. I look forward to getting to know both of you and good luck in the CPL in the future years. Let's take a look back at the final standings of the CPL 2010. Now it's time for one of the most exciting parts of the whole podcast. Fred the Dog's CPL podcast debut as he chooses the 2011 CPL draft order. Teams on paper plates. I mix them up and then disperse them around the room with Fred's dinner on them. Fred was penned up and was anxiously anticipating his choice for the 2011 CPL draft order. Unless the plate was completely clean by either Fred knocking off the food or eating it all, the plate was not picked up. He is choosing the draft order from first to last. The first person selected was the bus drivers. The second team selected was the West Coast Swingmen. The third team selected, the Duluth Draft Dodgers. The fourth team selected, the Hollywood Stars. The fifth team selected, Malice Aforethought. The sixth team selected, the Flexers. The seventh team selected, WWDD. The eighth team selected, the Thra Crystals. The ninth team selected, STL Pigs. The 10th team selected for the draft of 2011, Down with the Cubs. The 11th team selected, Bell's Bombers. And the final draft E of the 2011 CPL, Team Ramrod. Thank you, Fred, for choosing CPL Draft Order 2011.